Unfortunately, I memorized the name. Okay, you see now 10 minutes past the class. We haven't started yet. And still the students join. Please, next time, I don't want something like that happen. Strictly avoid that. And I'm not saying for me, for you actually. It's good for your class. You are section 4, right? You're section 4, am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Well, Afan, I keep clicking and confirming your friend or your classmate joined since before 9 o'clock. This is because either internet problem or they join late. Either way, the result is same. Section 4. Okay. Do you have any class, not today, during the weekday that starts at 8 a.m. or no? All your class will start at 9. Yes, please, somebody answer the question. Don't be shy. It's simple.
Mostly 8 p.m.
8 p.m. or a.m.
a.m.
a.m. Mostly. Today, do you have any class 8 a.m.?
No, it is my first class.
Oh, okay. Today class start 9. Thank you. Why you late? I just confirmed 8 of you. I think there is something wrong with this internet today. I don't know what is the issue because I never seen something like that, like this morning. Let me I exit and enter again. Hang on.
You're on silent, doctor.
Okay. How about now?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. So okay, we best so much time. Let's go back to our discussion. So, for that interruption, let's I start over and tell you what we actually discussing. Well, if you review last week notes, you already must know that we discussed about some introduction of the organization that related to safety and health and in the industry, in the workplace. And last week, we just had a slight view about the safety on the construction industry. So we tried to focus on the building because the OSH is very general. It's cover anybody who work, anybody who called worker. It doesn't matter if they work in the construction industry, petroleum, steel factory, or any other jobs. So those knowledge, like petroleum, is not really in our knowledge that we study in the university, but building, yes, it is. So therefore, we want to have more focus today how this OSH operate in our field, who is responsible, on which stage we should apply the OSH rules or in OSH instruction. This the information can help you in your future job, so you know you can be more successful. And that's our purpose attending this class. We're not just here to review some PDF file or notes and get some mark and be graduate. Either way, I believe all of you will be graduate. But if you graduate with more knowledge, not just passing your topic, you learn. You have higher chance to become a successful engineer or whatever job, whatever responsibility you have in future. You can be more successful. So let's go back here. We are decided here to check the OSH. First of all, for OSH, we mentioned here early planning is very important for OSH. What does mean early planning? You must ask yourself, so what should I do? On which stage should I apply? Is it okay if, for example, I start to follow the instruction of OSH 1 month after my project started? Or from which phase I have to operate or follow the OSH? Is it after I finish the foundation? Or after maybe I found my contractor? So let's review with each other on which stage we can follow the OSH. There are some advantages when we apply these rules in the very early stage. First, the workers will have more convenient progress in their job, and it can minimize the delay, unsafe activity. These are the advantages when you have the early planning. Just what I want you think bigger. We are not make early planning only for OSH. For so many things we need to make early planning, okay? For example, for procurement, process. I hope you all know what is the procurement process since you pass the sustainability subject, or for other things, for applying sustainability strategy, everything in construction industry need to be applied in early planning. So safety and health, you can see here, always come with the environment issue. An environment is interlocking with the sustainability. It's very interesting. We know everywhere we go, for most of the area of knowledge in Inter, we can have discussion about the sustainability. So the core of this topic covered three criteria. As you can see here, time, cost, the quality. Because if, let's just imagine, if we not follow the OSH rules, or even if we not follow it properly, it will affect on quality, cost, and time. So now I have a question from you. How do you think neglecting the OSH can affect on the time? Shouldn't we facilitate the time, or shouldn't we make the project faster because you are not following so many things that make barrier in your work? Like if you apply some rules, it takes time. Why we believe if we not follow the OSH, we can save the time? How is possible? Please turn on your microphone if you have any idea and share your opinion with class. How OSH is good for time? This is the question.
Kenapa dia kata sebelum 30 tahun ni? Tapi umur dah 30 dah. Yang macam nak tahu tamat tahun ni, macam boleh nak kahwin tahun ni. Sebelum 30. Orang lelaki tak apa, umur 30, 40.
30, 40 cuma keuangan lah. Kalau misalnya lagu tu kita kena keuangan kita tu kena ada dah, sebab kita sadar kita tunggu lagi anak kita masih sekolah. Jadi kena ada dah duit simpanan tu.
Who want to answer?
Tapi duit kena simpan. Jangan duit kita habiskan.
Hairul Azizi, you have any idea how OSH is good in the project and can save the time, despite it have so many steps, so many rules?
32.
Are you here with us, Hairul Azizi? I ask you during the class that will affect your mark and performance. So please answer. Afan, how about you? What do you think? Afan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. What do you think?
Can you Can you please repeat the question? I didn't caught it well.
No, okay. As you can see here, we say the safety rule is suitable for saving the time. So the question here, or the problem here, applying the OSH rules have so many steps, take time. By right, should waste the time, not save the time. So how do you think the OSH rules can save the time in our project?
Kematian
I think because we have to follow the procedure, and with that, maybe it took a long process, but it's systematic, and it will reduce some waste cost and time management.
Reduce. Okay, thank you.
Tapi
Thank
dia
you.
tengok dia boleh
Okay,
juga.
thank you so much. So, who else want to answer?
Yeah, maybe. Ini saya untuk kawan.
Yeah, you can turn off your microphone, Afan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. For your answer. Who else want to answer? How the OSH rule can save the time?
Ni pun 28.
You know why I ask you? Because based on the new teaching rules, your lecturer should talk only 30% of the class time,
Ya segitu lah.
and 70% student must have discuss, must share their opinion. The way we normally teach and you attend all your class is a traditional way, and the outcome of the student learning is very low compared to the time that students talk 70% of the class. This is helping you to learn more. Sorry. Otherwise, to me, it's no different. For any of your lecturers, should be no different if you learn one thing or 100 things during the semester. They call that system of the teaching knowledge, and it's operated in the many universities in Malaysia. Last time when I was lecturer in UTM, we used the knowledge method. We instructed all lecturers to use the knowledge method, which means the student must collaborate in the learning. So, to answer this question, you must first of all thinking why we apply the OSH. I answered this question last time, but yet nobody answered. Nobody could answer when I ask you who's known. The OSH rules are designed to avoid the accident on the site. So imagine if your worker who are professional in that job got injury, got accident, and need rest for a long time to recover. The another worker, what if they cannot do that job in the same efficient way? There is a delay on the job. They also, the quality will decrease. Or maybe you need to pay higher wages to another worker to do the same job. That will affect the cost of your project. Until the moment we don't understand fully why the OSH is good for our project, we cannot understand the rest of the issue in this subject. Knowing is one thing, can answer, can speak it out is another thing. You must reach to the moment that can speak. Yes, I'm learning this Osha topic because not following have some drawback, and this is a list of the drawback. And follow this Osha come with some advantage, and this is the list of their advantage. So please try to know purpose of our topic. Phase of construction work. So we might learn about the phase of the construction work in another study on different stage. For example, if you pass the sustainability subject, there are 12 stages, which is different from the stages or phase we have seen. We must understand the purpose of that distributing phase was something else. Here, the focus to make this figure is the phase that can define the OSH. Okay, so it's entirely different. Or if we change it, the phase of the life cycle of building, the way we define this phase will be totally different. But here, let's go back here. This phase is focused on OSH. First, we have the construction project. We are in the stage of the idea. As the owner of the project, decide to construct a residential building with this specific characterization. For example, my building is already the land next to the seaside, some beach, and I decide to construct a 4 buildings which there are 12 stories. Each story maybe have this meter square. And then we go to the pre-tender stage. The pre-tender stage have so many sub-stages. We will discuss later about this. Then we go to the tender stage. We want to find contractor or a company, whoever want to construct this project. And then tender evaluation and define the specific person who can handle the project. We need to have some criteria, unique criteria to choose the tender. Do you know how we choose the contractor? What is our criteria? Because there are different types of tender. Sometimes it's exclusive. Sometimes we call it open tender. The one is limited. We already invite, not choose. Maybe only two contractors. But the one is open. We don't know, depends to how the city be, how many companies exist in that city or country, and how that project is interesting for the company. Maybe 50 or 100 different companies collaborate bidding the tender. So what is our criteria to select that contractor? Because we need only one contractor, and it's very challenging to choose one out of 100. Our criteria should be very specific, very clear, very vivid, and the person who make a decision to choose that contractor, they should be well experienced people. We not choose the contractor just because I don't know, just because maybe we like the company name, right? Nothing to do with the competency of the company. We not choose the contractor if the company is they have a branch in our neighborhood. We see them each other and we shy to choose somebody else. No, this is not the criteria. Our criteria should be professional. For example, I give you one item. We check the background of that contractor. We check, well, how we check the background? We check how many projects they fulfilled last time. How many years they working in this era. The previous project they finished. How much they were successful. Or the current project we have is very unique. You decided to apply so many sustainable strategies. You check their background. Are they consider any sustainable strategy in the previous project? Are they familiar with sustainability or not? So many other items. So imagine we choose our contractor. Then we make we sign the official document with that contractor, and process of the construction finished, done. So we can say the project is done. But let's go back here. We want to prepare the tender. Some document we need before invite the contractor to bid the tender. What we need here? We need all design information. We need a drawing, appropriate drawing to show all the detail of the building. What I mean by all the detail, it must show exactly the size of every component of the building. If we design the balcony, it must show what is the dimension. For example, the dimension is 120 centimeters to 150 centimeters. Why we need to deliver this information? The company, the people who want to become nominate for the coordinator, they need to calculate exactly how much cost this project need. So we call for the tender, then we go through the evaluation process. You can see there are so many items are contributed to make a decision, and one of them that we discussed today is Osha competency. And then we only award to one contractor. So let's go back here. We check their experience, we check their financial background and many things. And also one of the items we need to check is how much this company had accident in their previous project. How many times accident occurred during the time they working as the contractor? That can show to us as a proof, are they following the OSH rules or not? You see? Every purpose we have, we need to looking for that in the candidate, the contractor candidate background. They will, because they will submit their CV. In the CV, they will mention how many successful projects they previously done. What are those characterization of each project? What they did in the previous project?
Dapat berjaya.
Dia boleh pilih sebab dia
So one of these criteria, why we came here, I want you to think bigger. Why we came to check the phase of construction work? We want to understand where the OSH located here. We want to study about OSH 14 weeks. So many hours we want to spend. This is the list we need, we have right to know. Where is this OSH located in my future job? If this is only the subject I need pass and nobody care about it in the future, so you're wasting your time. But I assure you it's not like that. Okay, so this answer is you done. Yes, I need in the future. But the next thing you need to know is exactly which stage or in how many stages I need to know about the OSH. So remember that very well. In the future, if you want to become a contractor, maybe not in the first year, maybe not in the first 5 years, but maybe eventually, if you want to become successful engineer, you become rich. One of the way to become rich is become a contractor. So remember that if you become a contractor, your background of the safety will be checked by the team, including the contractor, project manager, and so many people. So from beginning, you must try to have a project that have no accident or have lower as much as less as possible, lower accident. Then the contract management, execution of work, this is the stage that the safety rule must be fulfilled completely and have supervision on the safety rule every single day. It's not enough if we claim I'll check the safety, about the safety once a month. This is wrong. Or you say, I will check the safety once a week. This is also wrong because some activity that ongoing in the project, I repeat again, there are so many activities ongoing on the project. Some of them might have low risk of accident today. There are other activities might have a medium risk of accidents today. If you want to check once a week, next 4 days, the one have a medium risk might already turn to highly risky and accident happen before you have a chance to check again. So, what is the conclusion? The monitoring for the safety should be every day, and you will have a list of the all work, and you will take a note. Okay, this task have low risk. Another task have high risk. Then the one have a high risk, you should have immediate solution to rectify that risk. If you have any question, please share. I hope I transfer this knowledge properly to you. But however, if you didn't get that, please ask your question. I would be happy to answer. No question?
Tak boleh Kita agak pun kamu kat sini kita jumpa.
Okay, I heard you have no question. Okay, good. Let's continue.
Kalau dia pesan kakak Usman jumpa, kalau kita tebal memang gagal kok. Dia jadi
Okay, thank you, Mama. Now let's continue. The contract management. There are some typical activities that we can find in any different
Apa Terengganu banyak cakap lubu.
work or project.
Cepu dah
Let's
bahasa
see.
Terengganu.
Preliminary works. Preliminary works
Dekat dengan Kelantan.
we will discuss later, but
Sebab ia
we
ia
have
Penang yang mak
substructure
tunggu. Dia tak hak
and superstructure, M&E installation, and finishing of the project. Finishing means same completion and end. So, one question I have from you. What is the substructure and what is the difference between sub and superstructure? Anybody have answer? Please share with the class.
Substructure is from foundation and below. Superstructure is above the foundation until the very top floor and roof.
Okay, thank you, Zahro. Very good. So, let's check with each other in one tutorial and see the full difference among these two different.
InsyaAllah. Okay.
Tak apa. Komitmen pun kita rezeki.
Dulu sekolah menengah tidak agama.
Tunggu baik.
Tahu baik.
Okay, please take a look.
Dah baik sekolah tu. Dah ilmu tu.
Everyone, today I'm going to discuss about difference between substructure and superstructure. The two major components of the buildings are substructure and superstructure. Both are the main part of the building. Here I'm going to tell you what is substructure and what is the superstructure. The substructure is a portion of the building which is constructed below the ground level, but the superstructure which is constructed above the ground level. And the next one is purpose of the superstructure of building is to transfer the load of the superstructure to the soil that underneath. But the superstructure of the building is where people will spend most of their time. And also this area is include the first and second floor inside a home. Here the diagram is clearly represented the structure where the structure lying below the ground surface, that is substructure.
Okay, please uh, take a look very carefully in the figure, and which is divided that three section.
And where the structure lying above the ground surface, that is superstructure. The last one is example of substructure and superstructure. The footing.
Okay. So why it? Some of you might already, as your friend answer, you might know the difference between sub and superstructure, but this is not what we want to discuss today. We wanted to see and know why we have to separate in the Osha topic substructure and superstructure. The answer is very simple. I can tell you the procedures to apply the safety on substructure is different from the procedure of the safety that we apply during the superstructure. This is need to be considered carefully during the project. We cannot finish 20-story building with the preliminary rules that safety rules that we applied for substructure until the end of the project. Because when we enter to the superstructures stage, it's required other strategy to apply the safety. So there are different contract management. You can see there are different in the contract management. There are different equipment and machinery need to be used. You can see such as excavator. This is the excavator. What we call excavator. Piling rings. Here we just saw the piling in the video tutorial, but this is the machinery. They make it bar bending machine. Well, long time ago when I was very young, I remember I was saw one project. They did not have this machine, and they bent this bar by human worker in physically. Well, that's maybe answered. Could do in the small project, but in the heavy project, big project, they must have this equipment. Carpentry tools, and scaffolding. So, while we review, you might already know what is the excavator or other things here. The purpose here is a slide to make you familiar. For different equipment, sometimes we need to have different safety procedures. Because some may be, like for example, the bar bending is mostly contributed to the worker's hand. But scaffolding, it's not make only injury in the hand. Some worker fell down from the top story. Well, they have other result or injury waiting for them. other issue you can see here: crane, batching plant, concrete mixer. That's rule applied for all of them. Typical activities and their flow. So imagine we apply all the OSH rules and project finished already. Then we enter another stage, which is the testing, handout, liability defect period, and close out. This liability is related to the stage that you as a contractor or whoever as a contractor must rectify any problem that appeared in the project. This liability, I cannot tell you exactly what is the duration. Maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years. Why I cannot tell you? Because it depends to the contract. But regardless of the duration, now you must know what is this liability defect period. Preliminary appraisal, conduct the preliminary hazard analysis for the project. When they do that, examine the contract document, drawing design, specification and condition of the contract. The site planning is before I forget, this is the third topic that we discussed today. There are so many issues related to the site planning, as you can see here. For example, the operation come with a high risk. You need a storage for keeping the material safe. Not only from the weather condition, for example, raining can spoil the cement or any equipment, machinery, but it also needs to be safe from spilling. Requirement for the site safe security, logical sequence of work, and other things like capacity of plant and equipment. So, when we talk about site planning, let's imagine this is your site planning and see yourself in the future you are working. So, the area that building constructed is just this square. Here, take a look here. This square. But around this building, you have a big space that considered as the construction site. The inside this construction site, this is the space you need to handle all your work or anything that needed to construct this project. Some of these items already mentioned here. For example, parking area. Take a look here. The red dot has shown this the engineer, project manager, owner, or whoever wants to visit the site, they can park the car there. This is the gate entrance. Take a look here. And this is the main street we have here. Next to the entrance is the place that the site security should be located. You might say, yes, we all know that, but yes, I need to repeat that because this one might be easy, but other one might be a little confusing. For example, the car park, if we locate it here, it's completely wrong location for the car park, because after entrance, if the car wants to pass from here, it's vulnerable to so many accidents because they're next to the building. It should always be far, a little far, somehow far from the building. And site security always should be next to entrance, not here, for example. Traffic management, cranes here, because this is the where we need scaffolding around the building. Sorry. The net should be here. I will show you in the next slide, but we just mentioned what we need for the safety hoist, temporary water supply, temporary power supply needed for the project, and the other things you can see here, the storage of flammable materials, sorry, the storage for material, and the best disposal place. You remember in the sustainability subject, we mentioned 3% to 8% of the material that used for construction always goes to the waste in Malaysia, and then we end up to like 20, 50 million ringgit every year. That's it. Every building have some waste material. That could be anything. So therefore, we need to allocate a specific place for the waste material. This allocation will be someday in your job. You're going to be a person who allocate a different place for all these items that we see in the last few slides on the side. So, I'm sorry, I'm not really feeling well today. There is need for canteen where worker can sit there and makan, okay? There is need a place for the drinking water, should be there inside, for the sanitary washing room, and the other things you can see here. So, when we make this decision to allocate every item in the project, it should be prior to the starting of the work. What does it mean? Means all these items that we decide to put on the project, the decision is not came 2 months before, 2 months after physical activity started, right? It should make a decision before even somebody step on the work. The decision should be prior, before, maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months before anything started on the site. So, the conclusion is we cannot postpone after the project starts. Another conclusion is we cannot postpone and see, for example, worker decide where they want to dump the waste. We cannot decide, for example, the temporary water power supply or water supply being just make a decision by the transportation. The lorry who transfer, just leave it somewhere. When the water power supply arrive on the site, you must show exactly to the lorry driver or the crane to set up in the specific place. Means decision should be taken in advance. We cannot leave it for the last minute or leave it for others to decide. Please decide to put somewhere the waste disposal. You are the one who make decision. Means the job you do is important. I want to give you an example. You remember in the previous slide we showed you this is the car park, right? This was the car park here. I think you can see the mouse I showed. So imagine if you bring the waste disposal here after car park. This will be considered as a wrong decision by you or your team. Why is that? Because transferring the waste all this way and move it after car park. First of all, the car park is barrier. It doesn't let the worker transfer there. Secondly, even if we can transfer, you must expect your car find some scratch end of the day or damaging your car in any way. So it's better you allocate this disposal for waste somewhere very close to the place you construct the building and the place that easily worker can transfer with a limited effort. Bringing all the waste from the building to this corner not only might scratch your car, damage your car, but it wasting so much time. That's why site planning is very important. You can see a small decision can affect the efficiency of the work. Yes, if we go back to maybe 50, 60 years ago, you did not need to make so many decisions as today I mentioned, okay? Don't misunderstand my point that 60 years ago nobody make decision. No, the responsibility was different. The way the job done was different. Maybe in so many countries, they not care so much about the deadline of the project as they care today. Today is different. Everything should be done based on the correct rules and on the right path. So be careful how you make decisions. So we have contractor, right, on the site. Where we get the contractor? This process, we just review. We award the contract. And we got one contractor only in our project. But it doesn't mean project will be handled. we have subcontractor, not one subcontractor. We have many subcontractor in our project. The knowledge of the OSH is two-way between contractor and subcontractor. Because subcontractor firstly is the duration of subcontractor. Working project is not contract like main contractor. Main contractor is in the project from the moment he awarded until finish the project. But some subcontractor are in the project for short time. Like what? For example, the subcontractor who is responsible for installing windows and all door gates in the project. Duration of that subcontractor worker maybe is just 2 weeks. And then another maybe subcontractor arrives. Or before this, maybe subcontractor of the painting work there. So, what is the purpose we discuss about contractor and subcontractor? It simply means as much as the contractor responsible to follow the safety rules, the OSH rules, the subcontractors have the same responsibility. This is the main issue we need to know. So arrangement with subcontractor, early installation of means of communication, arrangements for material storage, procedures for dealing with common access, and disputes if happen during the work, requirement, procedures for PTW system, provision of firefighting equipment, and there are so many other things that need to be considered between both subcontractor and the contractor in any project. Okay, and in order to follow these issues, you can see there are so many signboards can be installed in any different corner of the project. You might already saw some of them, right? So, site security, we just reviewed the picture in few slide back. You can see here there are some rules for the site security because the site security is entrance of any project, and inside this site we call it a dangerous place. Not dangerous, or we call it hazard. There are hazards exist in any construction industry. So this main gate will separate the site from outside. So it needs to be monitored who enter and who exists. And for the exist, it should have a different exit for the worker who need to leave the place, and also for traffic control, because inside the site, inside where we want to build a building, normally is a small place, and we cannot expect two lorry enter at the same time, or 3 or 4 lorry enter the site at the same time. That's why the traffic should be controlled, because when the lorry enter, it wants to deliver some material which takes time and take a space for put those material out of the truck. So it needs wait. If there are 2 lorry enter at the same time, the second one must wait until the first one done its job and exits. So you can see here we have pedestrian and another passage for the machinery. The storage facility is another important place in any construction site. Lifting application, temporary service. You see what mentioned here, the positioning and marking of temporary service should be carefully undertaken to avoid any accident, any incident, and which case damage to our project. Scaffolding, tower, lighting tower, and another item should be adequately installed in the right place. Site waste management. And let's go to our conclusion. Take a look here. Site office is here. Site office is the place that engineer, project manager, whoever working on the project, supervise the project, site manager can sit there, make decision there, have a meeting there. Then we have canteen, a store, subcontractor office. You see, the subcontractor have their own office. So the dimension, the size of this office, not necessary to be followed by this picture. Okay, it's just a schematic model. First 8 rooms will design here, the setup here, the guardhouse here, temporary water. You can see it's close to everywhere, close to subcontractor office, but mostly close to be accessible by the worker. Also, the sanitary washing room here, tower crane working, radius is here. What else we have here? This is the main road. And you see this dot is the different for example, for excavation limitation, for scaffold lines, means the scaffold should not build more than this line. That's how we create site layers for a project. The last issue we discussed today is the Osha budgeting. We need to estimate and identify the safety and health requirement which need to be applied in the project. And there are some consideration. For example, as you can read here, appointment of the safety and health personnel. There are some special hazard if applicable acts, the code of the practice, standards and there are some guidelines. Provision of the means of access and the other item you can read later. And in the summary, for what we discussed today is comprehensive planning is necessary before the physical activity start on site to achieve the best safety and health practice. I repeat again. We need a very big plan, very comprehensive plan. Before the project starts. Project started already by starting the physical activity before excavation starts. We need a comprehensive plan before the physical activity such as excavation started. That's the way we can achieve the best practice for safety. Second summary, preliminary hazard analysis should be accomplished, should be conducted to find out the project safety needs. So what we do here, secondly, we do analysis. Firstly, we need a comprehensive plan. These two items, if we follow up properly, we get the best result for safety. Includes preliminary appraisal, administrative arrangement, and budgeting and site layout are the process that need to be handled. Okay, that is all. End of our discussion for today, class. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to share with the class. Any question?
Idola koro.
Narota.
Okay. So please prepare your phone to scan your attendance. Did you make your attendance? Not yet, right? You need QR code. And thank you. Nobody say anything. Please make your attendance.
basicnya.
For those of you who scan your attendance, you may please leave the class. I will see you next week.